me.
That's all
Awesome,
good.
awesome. I love it when I'm wrong because then people get to correct me and I get to look like an idiot on stream. So it's all good.
Yeah, it's not so bad though. It's not so bad.
But what do you think we're going to see here in this third game, Cal?
What are we going to see? I mean, I think we're going to see a Jax ban, that's for sure. I think I don't know. I think that Game 1, I thought GiT was just out of a funk. Game 2, they came to play, and the other team was a little bit in a funk, got a little bit outplayed. They were playing a pretty good game at one point. I mean, as you said, you thought they had a good chance, and then they kind of lost the Dragon. So really it comes down to gameplay. I don't know if the hero picks are the key to this game. I think more we're going to see is how well the teams do controlling the buffs again, because where I felt Team GiT kind of pulled away with the game was stealing those Dragons and constantly getting those Dragons, coming back in and getting those buffs. And that's going to be more a telltale sign of what this game shakes out to be.
Not to mention Don Wild pulling out the Fumble Rooski, going in, dying, and then, hey, he's dead. We're up one. Let's go get Baron. Oh, wait, that didn't work out so well.
And as you can see, our brand new overlay system brought to you by Go for LOL and Raise Your Weapon, because people didn't want people ghosting and seeing summoner spells, so we really quickly threw a bunch of Raise Your Weapon logos over the summoner spells, and problem solved.
Aw, but what's the fun in that if they can't ghost and cheat?
I don't know.
And I'm actually going to take this opportunity right now to do a little shameless plugging.
Go ahead.
Everybody, for those of you that don't know, I am Asylum of VVV Gaming, VP of VVV. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. You can find us at VVV_gaming, and myself at VVV_asylum. And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and check out our website, vvv-gaming.com. We got a lot of interesting stuff, and we're a great community of about 20,000 people. We see a lot of gaming from everything from consoles to PC, FPS to MOBA to just about anything. If you are looking for a community for anything related to competitive gaming, definitely check out vvv-gaming.com. And I'm actually gonna throw this stream up right now in our shout box just so we can get some of the VVV members to be a little more aware of exactly what's going on here.
Sweet. Thanks a lot. It looks like we are going to pick some bans. Team GiT banning Brandon Ari again and banning Rammus, sticking with their bans. The opposing team going Lee Sin, Cass, and Tristana. So they didn't really like that Tristana. Tristana gave them a lot of trouble last game. And so they're going to get rid of Tristana. But otherwise, they didn't mind the Jax, didn't mind the other picks. So we're going to see it.
And it looks like Team GiT's going to take Maokai this time.
All right.
That's gonna be interesting.
I have an important question for you, actually, Christian, while you're on here. Hyman wants to know what VVV stands for. So other people that are watching, what does VVV stand for?
It does not stand for Very Voracious Vaginas, just so you guys know.
Because that was my first guess.
VVV actually stands for Vision, Valor, Victory. VVV Gaming actually started off as a Gears of War clan. The Gears of War clan, I believe, was named Valor. And then another clan, which was by our president and owner of VVV, Jerry Prohaska. He was part of Vision. And they decided to come together as one clan, and they were thinking of a name. So they thought up Vision, Valor, Victory, kind of combining the two names, and hence the name VVV was born.
Nice. I actually really like your guys' logo as well. It's pretty sharp.
That's actually a pretty new logo. That came out just later this year. I think it came out right around MLG Raleigh of last year, and that's when we released our new logo, our new clothing line, and everything new VVV Gaming. We've undergone quite a transformation here in the last 5-6 months or so. So it's really interesting to see the response to the new logo. Our old logo was, not gonna lie, it was pretty plain. But this new logo I'm definitely happy with, and I'm proud to wear on my chest right now, even as we speak.
Awesome, yeah.
Your president, Jerry, he plays Star Wars: The Old Republic, I believe, too, right? Or he's been playing it?
Oh, a lot of us have been playing Star Wars. We take MMOs kind of as a break from our competitive scene. It's a nice way to wind down. We do a lot of raiding, we do a lot of PvP, and I can say that I've spent way too much time in Star Wars myself.
By the way, have you seen that tournament for... Okay, quick break from League of Legends. Have you seen that Star Wars tournament that's going up for the PvP tournament that's going to be happening?
What?
Apparently there's a PvP tournament, and actually they've asked us to cast the PvP tournament.
Why have I not been aware of this link now?
We'll have Kelso put a link up in chat if people want to check that out. But back to League of Legends. This is a League of Legends game.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and look at the picks. Wow, the bottom lane there for Team GiT, Graves Tarek, really strong, and they have Victor. Oh, Victor.
I mean, honestly, like people have looked at him as kind of a joke pick, but I've seen Perpetration play Victor, and his Victor was sick. So I'm actually interested in Vic going against like a top tier AP mid like Cassiopeia.
It's going to be real interesting, and it looks like Fizz is going to be the solo top for Team OGaming. Fizz is... I have mixed feelings on Fizz. He can be really good in the right hands, but he's easily countered.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's kind of fallen somewhere in the middle tier now. I mean, when he first came out, he was pretty OP. People were shouting OP, and now he's kind of figured out a little bit. I think he's not quite the beat stick that he used to be.
The beat stick. Gotta love the term, because he literally does beat you with a stick.
Yeah.
But
so does Jax, for that matter.
I would say Fizz is... No, Jax beats you with a lantern.
Okay.
It's a lantern.
It's factually
we all
correct.
know that. Unless it's Angler, then he just beats you with a pole.
Yeah.
But Fizz, I personally think he's pretty well balanced. But uh-oh.
There it is.
We get to see Jax again. I am in love. I'm actually really surprised that they didn't ban Jax in this also. I completely missed the bans.
Yeah. They went pretty much the same bans, except for they banned Tristana from last game.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
I mean, Tristana absolutely ran away with it for them, and so did Jax, to be completely honest, so I'm really surprised to see that they didn't ban Jax.
And we've actually... we didn't quite see this. We saw a Soraka teaming up with Graves, but we've seen Vayne and Graves go fight each other a lot. You see it a lot in play because they are two very popular AD heroes. So I'm really interested to see how this shakes out. I mean, Vayne does have a way to get around that natural passive of Graves defense with that true damage, but it's going to be really interesting because Taric can be a really, really punishing support if played correctly.
You can take the Summoner Spell overlay off, by the way. But this time, actually, Don Wild's not taking Teleport. I'm surprised. Usually when you see a top lane, they usually take Teleport Flash, which is personally my choice for a top lane.
Yes, I mean, I think it depends on what style you want to play, because what I've been seeing is I was of the opinion that you have to take Teleport as a solo top because you want to be able to contest Dragon, but the more I've kind of seen people play top, what I've actually starting to lean towards believe is that having more of a lane advantage up top so that you win your lanes, can sustain having a team heal, whatever tool you think works for it, and then just having better team coordination where you run down towards middle, cover middle, and then be prepared to basically support a dragon, I think is the better strategy. I mean, there's lots of great things you can do with Teleport, don't get me wrong, I've played it for so long, I love it, but the more I see people play and just basically set up a tent and top, get tons of farm, get super tanky, and then by the time they enter a team battle like a Jax or a Lee Sin in some cases, or an Aurelia or other characters like that nature, you just can't deal with them, and they can actually initiate
It really
fights.
depends on the matchup. So like a Nasus who's just going to AFK farm, but needs to be mobile to get in, for a dragon fight. Whereas you more have like a Warwick who's, as soon as he lets level 6, he's going to want to, be aggressive, so he'll probably have Flash Ignite. It really, like I said, it really depends on the matchup. Don probably thinks he's got a good matchup, whether he's going against Fizz or whether he's going against Cassiopeia. So he's going to want to be able to basically get in there and mix it up and go for that early kill, that first blood, that just be in a situation where he's going to dominate a matchup.
I mean,
and use those summoner spells to his advantage.
I mean, I agree with that. I tend to agree with that. But all I'm saying is that the trend I've seen lately is like Teleport's pretty much gone. Most, like a lot of players, like a Sil Soul, Don Wild Cherry, they don't really care about Teleport as much anymore. I mean, we've seen Don play Teleport sometimes, but a lot of times they're just like, screw Teleport. I'm gonna have whatever tools I need to win this lane up here.
I can agree with that. I usually tend to lean towards Teleport as a top lane more as of a failsafe, especially when it comes to a clutch dragon fight, especially if you have a ward down there, you can quickly come in and give your team that advantage of the extra man up.
Yeah, I mean, I love Teleport, huge proponent of it. Just kind of the thing I've seen the trend head towards with a lot of these players.
Right, and it's going to be real interesting. I don't know. I'm looking at these team comps here, and they seem to be fairly even matched up. What are your opinions?
What do you think, Highwind?
I think the Skarner jungle is going to be pretty good. They're going to be running 2 AP though, so they're really light on physical damage, which is why Maokai's a pretty solid pick. In team fights, Maokai's ult should reduce a lot of that magic damage. The bot lane should be a wash. I think that having that stun in bot lane and a Maokai gank is going to make for interesting ganks on bot lane. And I think Jax should be okay unless he's going up against Cassie. So if they send Fizz mid, they might want to send Jax mid, and vice versa. Like, they want to make sure they get the right matchup. But yeah, overall, I think that this should be an even match game, and I'm excited to see Victor again.
Yeah, because last time Perpetration's Victor was pretty dirty, and he really abused...
He was hit that Morgana with a laser every single time.
Yeah, and I mean, so what he did is he played against Morgana, and he actually got an early advantage, got that early upgraded item so that his laser got the buff, and really abused the fact that you can start at the tip of the range of his laser and stretch it out further than the laser, so you have actually like a screen of poke range, and he was hitting with it like all the time.
It's going to be real interesting to see... especially if it's a Victor versus Cassiopeia matchup, it's going to be real interesting to see how Victor handles a Cassiopeia and vice versa.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a lot of Victor, so this could be really big.
It's really important to note that Perpetration, for lack of better words, mains Cassiopeia. That's his main AP mid champ. So if this guy plays it a lot, he's going to know the weakness, and if he thinks there's a weakness there, he's going to try and expose it with Victor.
I definitely agree there. As we see Team OGaming on the blue team going ahead and setting up to defend their blue. It looks like they're being nice and very, very organized. And it looks like Team GiT kind of got the message, and they're sending their full team out into the jungle this time.
And I actually know this, but Victor does the shuffle. So,
every day in
yeah, Q LMFAO. We're going to see invade on this Tribush here.
And it looks like Team OGaming is going to go ahead and move in towards a red steal, and Team GiT is not going to see this. Don Wild is not in position to actually catch it, so it's going to be real interesting to see what happens when Maokai tries to go ahead and move up there.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think the way they're set up right now, that they actually could have used Maokai's jungle ability to throw a Sapperling down here to watch this and had... Jax actually shade up higher, but they're not going to steal red. They're just going to back out. Maybe they thought they were going to catch Maokai trying to do red or something, but it's just little things you can do with positioning and using Maokai's ability. But Maokai's going to try to clear this. It looks like he's just going to try to clear the Wraith camp really quick.
Yep, that is what he's going to do, and Don Wild going ahead and deciding to move up to take his lane. Bottom lane there for Team OGaming, already making their way out. Smart move, blue pilling back. Of course, what you should do when you're in that kind of situation, you should just blue pill back and head to your lane instead of trying to navigate jungles and possibly getting ganked.
Yeah, and try to pull a Mega Zero like he did against your VVV Gaming where he's got insta blown up.
I laughed so hard when I saw that. I was just like...
And the best part was that I just got finished talking about how you should blue pill walk up lane. He walked straight into it. Oh, Mega Zero.
Like, you really should blue pill, but Mega Zero's not going to do that, and he just got two-shot. No good. No dice on there. But it looks like Skarner now is actually going to move up, and looks like he's going to do a little bit of counter jungling here, as he knows Maokai probably didn't go for the golems because of that ward there at the lizard buff.
So yeah, smart play. Looks like Victor has those boots on, so he's going to be using those to try to dodge Cassiopeia's Qs.
I haven't seen Victor played a whole lot, and I'm going to be paying special attention here to this mid lane, especially to see, because I know Cassiopeia has amazing range on her Q, and I know Victor isn't that great in range, so, wow, maybe I'm mistaken.
No, his laser has a lot of range. The problem is, though, is that whenever he gets into this close range conflicts, and they're pinging...
As we see Maokai now going in against the Skarner, he is going to drop a sapling, but it is going to miss. It's chasing Skarner, and he's not going to get hit. But Victor now getting a few pokes down there on General Scud there in the mid lane against Cassiopeia. Looks like Victor's going to be holding his own here.
Yeah, and I mean, really, the key is just don't get hit by that poison, get followed up with the fangs, and he's going to have to utilize his boots and a lot of good dodging, which he has been doing so far to dodge that stuff. And Cassiopeia moving up here on Maokai, they have the ward up there. Nu's doing red, but she's going to be way too late.
Most definitely, but she is going to follow, and Maokai isn't going to see it. And here comes Skarner. They are going to get the double. The Ignite does go off. Scud trying to move in. He's going to get it, and General Scud is going to go ahead and pick up the first blood. And they are going to walk away. Methodical with about 15%
but Jack's
HP.
coming
But here
in.
comes
He
Don
wants
Wild
that.
Cherry coming in. He may
Take a
be in
lot
trouble
of
here if he
DPS
can't get
damage.
him down in time. The Ignite does go down. The Exhaust also going down there in Cassiopeia. Don Wild Cherry trying to move in, but Fizz moves in, and they are going to take him down. And now we
Victor
see
flashes
Victor
in.
moving in, taking out Fizz, and Cassiopeia now on the run.
I mean, lo and behold, if they would have been able to pick up Cassiopeia, though, they could have stole a double buff for himself. But she's going to get out there with double buff. Definitely something you don't want to see. Not from a Cassiopeia,
That is
but
what I like to see in matches. Early aggression, especially in enemy jungle territory.
yes, I love to see action. And, oddly enough, though, Maokai, like, he had all the things able to let him escape that, though, because Skarner went up, counter-jungled him. So he knew that once he ran out of that corner, if he just would have looked, he would have seen that there was no jungle there, and he could have walked away. But instead, he actually stood there, threw the sapperling into nothing, and then basically got jumped.
You know what? I think his keyboard came unplugged.
Yeah, I'll say that, yeah.
That's what it was.
He fell asleep for a second. He was like, whoops.
Well, it is pretty late at night,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
anything is possible.
Gamer fatigue is real. We were talking about it just a second ago.
Exactly. Fatigue are real, folks. Fatigue are real, yes. My grammar are good. But as we do move in here, looks like Methonical's going to go ahead and take their red, as Maokai now trying to recover from that loss of a fight there in the jungle. And Don Wild actually looking like he's losing a little bit here in the lane. He is still up on creep score, but he did take a death. No, sorry. You know what? I am mistaken. Don Wild is still slightly ahead. He's up a kill and 10 creeps. But
You know what's really impressive here? I'm watching Don Wild in top right now with this turret, with the creeps at the turret, and he has not missed a single CS. He missed
your
one.
words.
Dang it, he missed one CS because I was talking about it. I jinxed it. But I mean, I was actually impressed
Curse
with
of
that.
the caster.
I know. Dang the curse. But I mean, he get all but one, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's a skill that separates a lot of
now
okay
going
players
ahead
and
and
good
moving
players.
on Graves here at the bottom lane. Sorry to cut you off there, but it looks like Graves will escape even through the condemn stun. Sorry, it happens.
No, it's all good. Hey, more action is better than me just ranting about how good players are that can last it under a tower. So, I'll
and then
favor the side of
ultimately
action.
be wrong about
Yeah.
it. Oh, gotta love it when people start talking and then, you just proved me wrong. You are a dick. Thank you. You know, and the one thing that is extremely crucial there is pushing sometimes your minions into the tower so they get that XP and that gold denied from them. And that is ultimately, well, not ultimately, but usually about 40% of the time, that is how lanes
Great
are
stun
won
and
off.
burst damage onto Vayne. Vayne back out of here. Graves is going to chase this. Probably not going to be able to get this because thanks to Sona's heal and defensive aura. Able to protect her carry there.
You know what? I am so happy to see heal make its way back in.
So am I.
To be fair, it is a very underused skill, and now to see it come into a more competitive scene is very, very welcoming, I think.
Yeah, and actually, if you ask Highwind, he will tell you that I've been ranting and raving about Team Heal so much. And actually, one of the players, I was at Intel LANFest, about a 4-person LAN, and that's actually where we met Team GiT, who showed up for their very first tournament ever, ended up winning it. And Saint Stig actually was one of the first players I saw run Team Heal on a jungle, and used it so many times effectively to thwart so many kills and turn so many fights that actually really got me thinking about it, inspired about it, and what ended up me taking a lot in a lot of these games.
And now you're seeing a lot of teams in tournaments now using it. I haven't seen too much high-end competitive play use of it, but who knows? Maybe it'll catch on.
Yeah, I mean, I know for at least for supports, it's making a really big splash. And we're seeing a kind of shift away. I mean, some people shifting away from CV, but I mean, CV is really so good. If you are skilled enough with CV, it's so effective.
CV is extremely effective, but at the same time, it's only useful for, I would say, probably about the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and I mean sometimes to catch a Baron, but I mean really, if you have good warding and other stuff like that, then you should be fine. But Methodical waiting really patiently here on Graves, who's pushed up, and Tark's going to run straight into him, right into the brush. Skarner's going to use his ult, pull Tark into the middle of his team, and Tark is gone just like that.
That was a bad move there by Tarek right there. He should have known that. Well, I won't say he should have known, but it would have been wise to just go back around and go to the turret instead of walking through the river like that.
You know, to be honest, it's the little things like that. Just you gotta be. Is the safer play is the better play. And Jack's actually gonna take out Fizz top here, and runs away. And Donald Cherry. Okay, you know what? I don't know if you saw that, but he exhausted him, got in the fight. Fizz ran into the bushes, and he just knew he was dead and walked away like, whatever, you're dead. Do whatever move you want to do. I know you're dead.
Real men don't look back at explosions.
Exactly. Exactly. Quote of the night.
Real men don't look at Michael Bay. Oh, that was amazing. But no, I actually did not get to see that engagement. I was too focused on the bottom lane after Tarek had died. Just kind of putting around here down on bottom lane as Graves now is actually kind of zoning Vayne and Sona at the same time.
Skills. Bad skills.
Skills to pay the bills, sir. But as we see it, let's go ahead and take a quick recap here of the creep score right now. We're looking at the creep score in mid lane. We have Cassiopeia at 64, and we have Victor at 58. So it looks like Victor is actually losing a little bit here, being down not only the 7 or 8 CS, but also down a kill. And then looking up at top lane, Don Wild Cherry for Team GiT is running away with it. Fizz is 33 to Jax is 70. And 2 kills up. It looks like top lane is going to be easily won here by Team GiT.
Yeah.
Looking bottom lane, our AD carries Vayne with 66 and Graves with 82. So as it looks like right now, it looks like Team GiT is a little bit behind here.
Yeah,
they are about 500 gold because of their kills and because of that first blood, but they're still a little bit behind in farm. They need to pick it up a little bit.
I think it's the other way around. Team GiT is the purple team. They're actually ahead in most in their CS, I think.
Right? You see, this is why I don't cast when it's really...
It's all good. That's why we're here. That's why we got a team. We got a team in here.
Woo!
Because I want to say some stuff that's wrong, and you're going to say some stuff that's wrong, but, we can all pull it together in the end. That's the point. But,
yeah, Team OGaming does need to pick it up a little bit. There we go.
I got
it right this time.
Woot woot.
And it looks like Team OGaming is going to go ahead and let the bottom lane know that, hey, there is a ward there, when in actuality there's 2 wards there. So they need to be really careful, especially if they decide to try to take a dragon here near the 12-minute mark. Yes,
definitely. And those dragons are very, very important points. Team can catapult to a lead or pull back to even with a dragon. So
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah, and this game is so close that a dragon could be a deciding factor to help push one of these teams into a mid-game advantage.
Right, 'cause right now it's only a 600 gold difference. Roughly 700 gold advantage. And right now it looks like Sona right now is getting caught here a little bit, but looks like Maokai won't be able to get that twisted advance off, as Vayne now is going to go ahead and start pushing up the bottom lane as Team GiT starts to set up for dragon.
Yes, a lot of
or maybe not.
Well, it looks like they're warding for it and they're setting up saplings for it, so I imagine they are going to probably think about doing it soon. Maybe they're waiting to pick someone off or whatever. But you see Victor, actually, that's how, Victor's dealing with Cassiopeia right now. He has that damage and shield buff, so he can try to protect himself a little bit, mitigate some damage there. And he's just using that really long, abusive poke with his laser to basically keep her at bay and still keep farming.
Laser pew pew, and it looks like Don Wild Cherry is going to try to engage here on Fizz, but he does see Skarner coming into support, so he is going to wisely back away here. As far as the matchup, I don't know. He may have been able to take out Fizz and then get away from Skarner, but ultimately I think it was a smart choice, as Skarner is actually going to stay here and try to thwart Jax.
Don Wild Cherry doing the smart thing, hugging his turret.
Yep, and for all he knows, Skarner could still be sitting there in that bush. But, of course he's not. We did see him blue pill back. Man, we had all that action there in the first part of the game, and now it's just kind of like, blah.
Yeah, everybody back. Let's go back to farming. Let's not get dragon,
You know, in a competitive setting, I usually like to try to take Dragon right around the 9.5-minute mark. You know, a lot of these teams, as we finally see some action, Vayne now going in against Tarek.
They hurt us.
Good hits off of them. I know, right? The little fairies heard us and said, okay, we need to give these casters something to talk about. But of course, again, nothing really happening. Sona getting a little aggressive there as Vayne tried to tumble in but wasn't able to get that shot off. And looks like Maokai now coming in to support the middle tier just a little bit, but is losing valuable time here as he's just kind of sitting back and forth now going into the enemy jungle. And that's another thing that you see a lot. Even in this tier of competitive play, you see junglers hesitate a lot.
Yes.
And when they hesitate or they spend too much time in one place, they start to fall behind everybody else. As Maokai now coming in from behind here.
That is the Saint Stig path of choice.
The ult is going to get blown. They are going to go and move in on Sona here. The ults do go down. Tarek is going to go ahead and move in. The ult,
there's the team heal. Look how good that is. Wow. What should have been a for sure death.
Graves is taking quite a bit of damage there, but they are all going to back away. No harm, no foul, no action to report.
And that's why people take it over CV now. Because what should have been a death, completely wiped out.
Yep, and that's going to make for more boring casting right now. As Fizz is moving in here against Jax. Jax now decided going under the turret, is now going to back out, and Fizz just missing that ultimate just by a hair.
That is unfortunate. I think Darnwell Cherries...
Ethiopia now going in against Victor with Skarner there, and they took him out pretty convincingly.
Yeah, you know, his trap's a little bit too slow for him to defend himself. Fizz going in onto Jax now, but, you know, Don's smart enough. He can easily kill that turret. Yeah, exactly.
He took an unnecessary turret hit right there, which if he wouldn't have taken, I think he would have been able to go take out Fizz and then get away from Skarner, or maybe even take Skarner on. Because right now, looking at Jax's creep score versus Skarner's and the items, he's got the advantage.
Yeah, it's pretty out of control. He has about a 3-kill advantage just in creep score alone and gold over Fizz.
And a kill on top, and 2 kills on top of that. Sorry.
And an assist. Count it. I mean,
It's, wow. I just got hit with a huge wave of tiredness. I think I need to chug some more Coke Zero and get back into the swing of things right now as Team GiT is finally setting up for Dragon at the 15.5-minute mark. Wow.
Yeah, they know Fizz is gone. They've cleared out that ward. They have a pink ward there. Now they're probably going to want to pull this Dragon out, and Don is going to pull it out right now. And it looks like Team OGaming doesn't really quite have the ability to move in here now. They're going to be too late if they decide to go now. Early snipe, but they're still going to be able to grab it.
Jax does go ahead and move in. They're going on Sona. They could be taking Skarner out. Skarner extremely low on health. Skarner is going to go ahead and go down to Don Wild Cherry right now. As they move in, Maokai now getting hit quite hard right now as they're going to go ahead and decide to back out. Victor laying down the stun and the laser to cover their escape. Only losing one person there is Team OGaming, which, in my opinion, was not that much of a loss for them. They did lose Dragon and they did lose one person, but they could have lost a lot more right there.
Oh yeah, I mean that could have been really bad, and you know they mitigated the damage, but you know the damage was done for GiT. I mean they were able to go in there, get that Dragon, get more of a gold advantage now, and pick up a kill for as a bonus on top of that. And now a stun on to Vayne. She's gonna take a lot of burst damage, but then just back out of this.
Most definitely. And you know what? I think I need to play Victor more often. I've only played him like maybe once or twice since he's come out. And yeah, I need to see him some more. Yeah. He's looking pretty strong here.
Yeah, he's a fun, cool character, and I think especially if you get an advantage with him, he's really disgusting because that laser has so much burst damage on the enemy team. I'm interested to see what happens the later this game goes, though, because I haven't quite seen him in a very late game. So yeah, definitely like the abuse of his poke and his other tools. I think his stasis trap's a pretty cool ability as well.
Yeah, and as we can see, just looking at the top lane, Jax now is sitting at 3 kills with roughly 140 creep score there versus Fizz's 0-2 with 70. Fizz is falling behind here against this Jax. It's going to be nasty come the mid and late game.
Yeah, I mean, double creep score is not a thing you want to see in your top lane.
The top lane, people underestimate the value of having a strong top lane, and right now, you're not going to see it so much, but as we move towards the later game, you're definitely going to see where Jax is going to outshine this Fizz.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw it in the end of that last game, kind of where it kind of became to. I mean, Dumblechair doing some stupid 1v5 stuff at some points, but I mean, you can see that how effective he is when they're that farmed, that ahead in levels, because usually the top lane, if they're farming really well top, will actually have the level advantage as well, and then so you have this out-leveling giant tanky DPS characters jumping in your face, and you can't really do anything about them. If you focus them, the rest of the team comes in on you, and if you don't focus them, then he cleans up your entire team. So top lane, very, very important, and for some players I talk to, especially the players that love top lane, they really feel like they can decide a game if they have a really good top lane.
Oh, they definitely can, and as you can see, just a little few seconds ago there, you can see Don Wild was kind of pulling a hot shot there, sitting up, farming, and that's how top laners win a game. They farm like crazy right now. You can see him on top right now, even ahead of the AD carry in bottom lane. Well, now not so much because he just picked up a bunch, but now they're pretty much caught up. 158 apiece. They are moving ahead quite a bit. The top on Team OG right now, only sitting at 146 is their AD bottom lane.
Yeah, and Victor right there tried to do a little sneaky poke steal of blue, was a little bit behind. Don tried to spot for him, but they were able to keep the blue buff in that brush and out of sight.
As you can see right now, also Maokai trying to move in. I'm not exactly sure of his thought process behind coming out and revealing himself like that, because now the team knows where he's at and where he's possibly going.
As we can see again, like some pretty good warding, especially by Team GiT. You can see they have all sorts of brush warded around Dragon, and then they have an advanced ward around Blue, and another ward on their side. So, actually, no, sorry, this is for OGaming. OGaming's warding. They actually have the aggressive, and they have the ward to try to defend their Blue. So, smart warding by them.
They do have very good warding, as we see Graves and Tarek now going down and taking out Vayne. We completely missed that one.
Yeah, we did, and Vayne, down there just kind of by herself. It looks like. I don't know how she got caught or what happened there, but that is not good, especially with all the wards that were around down there.
Yeah, it looks like Team OGaming starting to lose their composure a little bit as Team GiT now moving in and getting a little more aggressive with their warding now, with the bottom jungle almost completely covered.
Yeah, and as I mentioned how good OGaming's was, Team GiT said, hey, no, we have awesome ward. Check this out. We're going to ward everything.
We're going to say, hey, you got to talk about us more, even though it was 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
This delay that they actually have, I think, is a really good feature that they decided to add in here, because you don't have the delay. Right now, Don Wild Cherry moving in against Fizz. Both Ignites go off, and it looks like both are going to go down.
They're going to trade.
Ignite ticks taking both players down right there.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Don Wild Cherry is that usually in those exchanges, like out of a lot of players I've watched, like even like high level competitive play, he has one of the best senses of when he can go in and win a fight. Like even down to like.
I'm gonna cut you off right here, right now, as Tarek pulls the ultimate, and Graves is moving in now on Vayne, and now he's gonna try to back out Skarner though, grabbing him in, putting him under the turret, and Graves is actually gonna go down here to the Skarner ultimate, and Sona is going to pick up that kill.
Yeah, Sona is the patented support. You got to steal 1 kill a game, if you're a support. And then, there was that team heal again. Without team heal, Vayne would have died there. That team heal, Sona heal, comboed together saved Vayne in that situation.
Vayne had so little HP, and now, after that fight, already back up to half.
Yeah.
Team heal is showing just complete dominance here, especially over CV.
Yeah, and right there, pretty much standard would have had a dead. Earlier we would have had dead Sona. Right there we would have had a dead Vayne. And instead, it turns around and they pick up a kill for that.
Team Heal definitely proving its viability in competitive play. I will give it that. And Victor, look at Victor. I don't know. I'm falling more and more in love with Victor every single time I watch him. Like I'll just like mouse over Victor and I'll be like, wow, laser. Awesome.
Yeah,
I like lasers.
I really aesthetically he actually is really cool, and I like his abilities. So I think I'll actually play him a little bit more too.
Cherry now taking out Cassiopeia. Now they're going to move and try to take Dragon, knowing that they have that advantage.
They should. You see him hop to that ward, gets condemned against the wall really quickly. Great job by Vayne. Really quick reaction. But he's going to get right in there with that counter strike, stun everyone. And Sona ult to try to back out of there. Fizz ult to try to help them get out of there safely. But now I'm just going to go get Dragon. Like, thanks for all your ults. We're going to go get Dragon now.
Yeah, they did burn a lot of ults trying to get away. Now they're just going to go ahead and take this Dragon. I would be surprised if they tried to contest it right now.
Yeah, they have no ults. They really can't do it. And, they didn't even get Team GiT really low at all. So they can't contest it.
And now we're seeing Team GiT taking about a 4,000, just over 4,000 gold lead now. And they're going to start pulling away with this. They get a couple more thousand ahead, and it's going to be game.
Yes.
As per your 7K rule.
The 7K rule. It never fails. Except for when it does.
Never fails. And to be honest, I've never seen a team with a 7,000 gold lead actually lose a game.
But what's really interesting, I think, would be interesting. I'd like to talk to some of the really top competitive players and see if they actually have a system to keep track of team gold when they're in a game, because I think that's something interesting, because this number doesn't show up anywhere when you're playing. I mean, you could try to calculate the stats while you're playing, look at CS, count up your dragons, stuff like that. But I'm sure there's a forum that these teams probably could set up. I don't know if they know it, where they could find out exactly how much gold they are ahead, and maybe you could make some triggers as a team so that, hey, we know that we're probably around this much gold ahead. We can do this, so on and so forth.
A good way to keep track of that, at least this is what I did when I was in competitive play, is look at both teams' items and see what they have.
Yes.
And by that you can gauge how far ahead you are. Like, let's look at the gold comparison right now in terms of items. Jax has a Hex Tech, a Wriggles, a Negatron Cloak, Ninja Tabby, and some health potions. And then you see Victor, he's got an NLR, he's got a couple Doran's rings and boots. They've got some good items. And you can see on the other side of Team OGaming, you see a Bloodthirster and Rabadons. That's about it.
Yep. That's all the offensive output they have.
So you can see, just by items, basically how far ahead in gold you are. And then when you also go in terms and look at how much gold you have, like Victor right now sitting at just over 2,000 gold saved up, and Jax with about 1,600, you can see that they can kind of gauge just by what kind of items they have.
Yeah, and that is a really good point. And I know Team GiT, when they feel like they are ahead, they really do actually like to push bottom. I'm not. I believe Don Wild Cherry, that was is the team captain for Team GiT. He said that is one of their strategies, is they really like to force the bottom issue, try to pull people bottom or force them to try to do a Baron or something drastic.
Well, the good thing about pushing them bottom and forcing them to go to the bottom lane is it leaves the rest of your team available up to do that Baron, because their team has been compromised and committed down to the bottom lane as far away from Baron as possible.
Yes, indeed. It looks like they're sneaking up here on Cassiopeia. Maybe. Maokai doing some sneaky action.
They were discovered, though, as the ping does go off right on top of Maokai. Good ward play right there by Team OGaming. Defensive warding also playing a very big role in why they are actually still in this game right now.
Victor with more poke.
More GG, more skill, as White Raw would say.
Yes.
But I think what OGaming needs to do right now is stick together in 4s or 5s. Like right now, leaving Vayne by yourself right there in the bottom lane, probably not the smartest idea. Fizz up in top lane is alright, seeing as they have Skarner and Sona there to support him should they try to come in and do a gank. But right now they need to stick together. If they're not sticking together, already being 5,000 back, they're not going to win this game.
Yeah, they're definitely not. And, actually, we see the Split Rose actually has Oracle now, so they're going to start counter-warding and turning out those lights, if you will, in the jungle so they can start to take advantage of Team OGaming.
Well, let's hope that they decide to go ahead and do that, because it's probably the only thing that's keeping them in the game right now.
Yeah, definitely. And there's that poke on a Cassiopeia taking around a
laser.
fourth of her health right there.
That laser. What's the cooldown on that?
Let's look.
Death Ray has an 8.6 second cooldown. That's not a very long cooldown.
Oh no, it's not. Especially if you get a blue on that or some more cooldown. I mean, that's pretty disgusting.
And then also power transfer only on about a 5-second cooldown too.
Yeah.
So he's got about a 6 to 7 second rotation. So he can put out a lot of damage. Then about 4 or 5 seconds later, just come right back in.
No, the interesting thing to talk about with Victor is that he starts with an item that is upgradable at the shop And I'm actually still interested to see with people, because basically everybody goes for the Death Ray laser support, because that is like the ability with Victor right now. But I'm interested to see what happens with that later if people try to come up with other builds where they try the other different upgrades that augment his other skills, or what happens there.
It'll be real interesting, especially with the flat ability power upgrade. It complements his power. Actually, it pretty much complements everything. His power transfer and his Death Ray.
Yeah.
And then also his Chaos Storm. So it looks like the flat ability power is the way to go.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they might have to rebalance them if they want people to use the other ones at this point. Unless they're going to be played as some weird support, they want to go that route. But definitely as an AP, I mean, the Death Ray one is just the better option, just pure and simple. But,
for sure. Because right now it looks like Death Ray is the one that does hands down the most damage. It scales the highest with AP right now.
Yeah.
As you can see right now with the amount of AP he does have at 440, he's getting 308 bonus damage out of it.
Yes, the other thing I'm interested with him is just, like the fact that he does start with an item instead of it being his passive, so he does actually have one less item slot. But I mean, the item that you upgrade into is only that 1,000 gold specialty item, which is pretty good. But at the same time, it's like I wonder what the gold cost effectiveness of that. I bet you it's pretty high for them to basically take away an potential item slot from him.
Right, and right now as Team GiT is going to go ahead and take yet another dragon and pull that lead up to right around the 7k mark. They're sitting about 6.6k ahead, so it looks like they're going to start pulling away and taking this game from them.
Yes, they are. And right now sitting around almost to that 7k.
And right now, actually, if you look at Victor's augment, the augment death, he's getting... Let's see, 54 plus 45. He's getting 99 ability power from that single item.
That's pretty good.
That's like a Zhonya's Hourglass right there. That's an amazing, amazing item for a character such as Victor to have.
Oh, yeah,
being
for
such
sure.
a strong AP carry. And as you can see, in true GiT fashion, they are trying to just absolutely punish that bottom lane as much as they can, keeping Vayne down there for as long as humanly possible.
And will Victor actually push down this turret eventually? No, he's going to poke some more. Fizz trying to make a mean face, scare him there, but he's going to back off easily. Sit there with his blue buff. Skarner moving up, maybe going to attack it. They're just going to back off now. Leave him alone.
They don't have much of a choice at this point because they can't see the other players, so they have no idea where they are.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the advantage of having jungle and ward control right now. They are back to rewarding their jungle and trying to get some more advanced wards out there. Spot where Team GiT is. I'm interested to see what Team GiT's strategy comes out from now, because they're kind of pushing that bottom, but they're not really getting anything out of it. Haven't pushed it down the turret. They pulled people down there, but they haven't really done anything with it. But I mean, right now, they could sit here and farm buffs and dragons all day if they really wanted to and wait.
Well, right now, Team GiT's kind of in a sticky place. Do I go Baron? Do we try to maintain map control? Do we try to just push and end it? Right now, you have this 6 to 7k lead, but the problem is you don't really know what to do with it. You see this a lot in the mid to mid-high tier of competitive play where you don't know exactly what you should do. But right now, they are going to go ahead and make the decision to go ahead and go after Baron. Team OGaming is going to see this, though, with the wards that they did have there before the Oracle went down.
And I think that was triggered because they saw Vayne bottom.
Yep, they are going to see Vayne bottom. Vayne is going to try to come in as a team fight does erupt in here. Jax is going to go ahead and jump down on Skarner. The exhaust goes down on Skarner as well, but they are going to go ahead and chase Cassiopeia as Cassiopeia separates herself from the team. Right now, Vayne going in, getting absolutely destroyed right now as Methodical is trying to move in now and is going to get picked up easily, as it seems here, by Victor.
Oh my
right
gosh, Graves escaping.
Now getting decimated there by Jax there up in the top jungle. And now it looks like Fizz is going to try to get away, but it looks like Team GiT is going to go ahead and try to pursue this. Probably not the smartest idea. What they need to do is just go ahead and push.
And looks like that is what they were going to do. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but Graves actually dashed over the wall away from Fizz, trying to escape, ran to Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia threw down tons of damage on him, and he escaped with about 20 health. And I think that Baron buff actually gave him a little bit of slight regen, kept him alive in that little exchange right there, and he was able to escape and come back. And now they're pushing his turret super hard. He has that lifesteal, so he's going to be able to get a lot of that health back.
They may be trying to push for the win here. We are 31 minutes in, and they are up 3 players right now.
And, they have that huge gold advantage now. It is almost 13k now.
Oh, yeah. At this point, I don't see GiT losing this whatsoever unless they just decide to AFK in base. Which I have seen before.
Yeah. It can happen. You never know. Sometimes people just don't want to win.
I've actually seen in tournaments where a team who is pretty far ahead will sit AFK in base for a few minutes just to kind of taunt the opponents, but then end up losing it.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, and it's just a stupid move.
Yeah, it is a very stupid move. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but Donwell Cherry going bottom, picking up that turret, knows no one's going to mess with him. Super tanky with that Baron buff.
Right now, it's purely GiT's game to win or lose. They're up 6 turrets, they're up 2 dragons and a Baron, and they hold the buff, so it's going to be really interesting to see if OGaming tries anything, really, to try to come back from this.
It's interesting because a lot of people will ask me, it's like, hey, what do I do in this situation? But when it gets to this situation, the honest answer is, it's
/FF.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to hope that it's up to them to make a really horrible mistake, and even then sometimes, I mean, it's all up to them to make up to Team GiT to make a horrible mistake. You really can't do much about it. You can do things to try to help you get in a situation where you can capitalize on a mistake, but really it's not going to happen with this much of a lead in items and levels and such.
Right, and it's actually really funny. People ask me why I use /FF instead of /surrender. Well, A, it's only 2 characters, and B, it's like, well, why is surrender /FF? Well, it stands for forfeit. But then people like say, well, why forfeit? I'm like, you know what? It's not forfeit. It's frickin' forget it.
Yeah.
You're not going to win.
I like that.
So I use /FF. Screw /surrender. It's way too many characters to type when you already know you're going to lose. You're already frustrated.
Or for a lot of solo queue players, maybe they hope it's friendly fire and they can actually shoot their teammates and kill them for feeding and whatnot.
I wish I could do that sometimes. Sometimes you just get paired up with people who who either are just having a terrible game or just don't know what they're doing, and you just want to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Rage happens.
Yeah, it does.
It happens to the best of us, even people who have these cheery dispositions and like to cast. We get frustrated too.
Yeah.
Especially when there's games like this where nothing goes on for about 20, 25 minutes, and then all the action happens at the end.
And talk about Jerry pushing middle by himself. Sorry to cut you off, but he's kind of like running around there like, hey, do something, play with me.
I don't think they want to mess with him right now,
Nope.
and they're not going to right now.
He's going to run and take
trying
bottom.
to poke with his ultimate. And, it looks like Team OGaming is just kind of sitting here waiting for the defeat right now as Don Wild Cherry going ahead and taking bottom by himself.
But, I got to hand it to them. They're not just giving up. They're not just hitting /surrender. They still have hope. This is a tournament. I like to see teams that like to fight it out. They don't just completely give up. I mean, even as hopeless as it might be now, with Don Wild Cherry picking up bomb turret, thinking about a Nexus turret, he's just looking at it like, yeah, I could probably take this 1v3 in a turret, whatever.
Well, right now I don't think 1v3, but maybe 1v2. Jax is just such a dominant character, especially if he's fed as he is, sitting at nearly 300 creep score. As we do go ahead and see the team fight. Wow, it's moving extremely fast for me. Is it moving fast for you?
Yeah, it looks like it's sped up a little bit. Maybe that's a part of the spectator feature because the game does end. Cassiopeia getting completely blown up, and they're just going to kill these last Nexus turrets and finish out this game.
Everything's going so fast for me. I really can't. I really can't tell what's going on here.
Skarner's coming in.
He's going to try to come in to take out Tarek, but he's doing absolutely nothing.
I just like how Fizz hops in and then immediately hops out like, no, there's no way. I'm out of here. I'm just trying to distract you, and it's working. Get not ending this game as fast as they could possibly end it. But they're going to finish this out, and congratulations to Team GiT, coming out in Game 1 in a funk against Team OGaming, and then pulling it back together and pulling out 2 solid wins to move further in the Legit30s tournament. I think they should be heading on to the semifinals, I believe.
Is the game going to go ahead? Are they going to Are they going to go ahead and finish the tournament tonight?
No, actually they are not. They usually play 1 game a week. So again, next Sunday, 7 p.m. I believe is their normal time. This game started a little bit later. But 7 p.m. is their normal time. So if you want to cast with it again next Sunday, maybe after the Go for Low stuff, you're welcome to come in and continue the journey of Team GiT in the Legit30s tournament.
I would be more than happy to. If my schedule allows it, which it should, because I normally have Sundays off, I will be more than happy to come and cast with you guys. Yeah,
and they will be moving on to the semifinals against either Switch Lanes All Day or Team Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow again with the pirate music.
Yeah, just for you. So really quick, thank you for joining us, Asylum from VVV, and if you have any other shoutouts, throw some last shoutouts to our viewers, websites, Twitter, where they can find you.
You can find VVV Gaming on Twitter at VVV_gaming, and then myself at VVV_asylum. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search VVV Gaming, and also visit our website at vvv-gaming.com. And sorry, I know you were about to say something, but again, a big thank you to not only Raise Your Weapon for allowing me to come on, but also VVV Gaming sponsors Steel Series, Gamer Grub, Control Freak, and Game Servers.
I wasn't going to cut you off. I'm going to let you get all that stuff in. It's awesome. So thanks for coming and casting with us today, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Oh, most definitely. You'll see me next week.
All right, well, thanks a lot for the rest of our viewers. We are Raise Your Weapon. If you want to check us out, go to www.raiseyourweapon.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll be able to find all links to our Twitter, our Facebook, and our YouTube channel. All these videos will be on YouTube the next day. We will clip them out and get them all edited up for you guys so you guys can go watch them, including any of the VV Gamings from the Go for LOL 45 tournament that we actually casted today and with their run all the way up to the semifinals before they got knocked out. And you guys can check all those games out and all our future games. So like us, follow us, help us support esports. We're trying to make League of Legends big and esports big, especially in the Pacific Northwest and Canada. So yeah, like us, subscribe to us, help us out. And this should be our last cast of the day. We might actually stream some team ranked games for Raise Your Weapon coming up here. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Hey, Highwood, you got anything to say? Are you still around? I guess not. All right. Thanks a lot.